Your boys are back together again. The OGs, the GOATs, your homies, your partners in fantasy basketball business. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. And we are here. It's the Fantasy NBA today. We are in championship week. We're here to help. So this show right here is the recap of Monday night at 11 a.m. We are going to get into the look ahead to Tuesday night. We got you. Let's close in on some championships here. Doc, before I tell them all about Bet Online, let's go, bro. What's up?
Well, I got trounced, thumped, spanked, beat down in 30 deep in week 1, but it's a 3-week playoff. And week 2, I'm going to try to make some noise, make a comeback, and then try to take the chip in week 3. We'll see how this week goes. I'm off to a good start. I'm going to tell you about that right after you tell the people about Bet Online.
Let's do it, man. Guys, Bet Online absolutely rocks. I would like you to get involved, man. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness. Even if your bracket is busted, Bet Online has more ways to stay in the action with a free Sweet 16 bracket and live betting on every remaining tournament game. They've got the largest selection of odds in everything from college basketball to MLB, NHL, MMA, obviously NBA as well. BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every Cinderella story to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Doc, it is the time of the show for the Magic Man and or you to talk about the exploits of your 30-deep team.
Well, I am up 5-3-1. So 5 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie in 30 deep in week 2. We had a horrible week 1. Panda, Mike Passador, that I'm playing against, had an incredible week 1. He's got a really good team. Everybody's healthy. This is going to be a dogfight, but Jimmy Harden helped me out. Kobe White, where'd you go last night? Anyway, my Magic Man is Miles Bridges. 3 3-pointers, 21 points, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. He had a block, he had a steal, 3 triples, shot it really well. He's the anchor of my 30-deep team right now, which is sad. But Miles Bridges had a great Monday night, and I was glad to see it, Rick.
I was glad to see it for you. I thought about that. Really nice line, big and fat and juicy. My Magic Man, Doc, is a man named Al Horford, future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. When you merge the 2 chips with Florida, the chip with the Celtics, might get another one, all the counting numbers, all the All-Stars. I'm a huge fan of Al Horford. And he exploded last night off the Boston bench. 26, 8, and 2. No defensive goodies, which was, Al will take it. Okay. I'm not trying to blemish up this bouquet of roses here. 6 threes. So if you streamed Al Horford, or 26 with 6 threes, bam, right out of the gate on Monday, let's go. Like, that's very advantageous. When you, I think I have a decision to make in Cam Dynasty. I may have to cut Al Horford now, because I'm in the championship game against Paul Charchian and Randy Shaver, 2 media badasses up in Minneapolis. And they're going to be full, 8 starters every day. So I had to cut KJ Simpson to get into some DeLon Wright. And so, I would keep KJ Simpson, right? But in this league, it's like you got to attack today and make sure you're keeping up with the man game. So I may have to cut Al Horford, dude, but he was in my lineup last night in Cam Dynasty, so I was pretty happy about that. Boss is my Magic Man.
The thing about Al Horford, right? So he's in my starting lineup for 30 deep. So I had Al Horford, I had Miles Bridges, I had James Harden, I had Norman Powell. I had a good night. Boston plays 4 games this week. I don't think they have a back-to-back, which is the only reason I played Al Horford in a weekly league is because they don't have a back-to-back. That does not mean Al Horford is safe and good to go the rest of this week. Like they
Correct.
could give him 2 games off. They could give him 3 games off. He could play in all 4. We don't know. It's a complete roll of the dice. The fact he had a good game and played on Monday, I'm very excited about. I just hope he plays the rest of the week.
I can absolutely guarantee you. I looked at Al Horford's game log. He takes games off that aren't even attached to back-to-backs, and it's not like he's taking it off. It's prescribed rest by the medical team. But literally everything I own, I would put in the middle of the table on a bet that Al Horford does not play all 4 games this week. I would bet everything I own that Al Horford doesn't play all 4 games. I would bet everything I own that Daniel Gafford doesn't play all 4 games that Dallas has this week. Okay. They're going to find a rest game for Al Horford. Enjoy it while it lasts. That's why in this like bloodbath of man games in Cam Dynasty, like I can't hug up on guys like Al Horford. I may have to cast him off. I got to attack today. And I do know, like, if somebody told me, Cam, guaranteed Horford plays all 4 games, well, maybe then I cut another guy and keep him. But I'm Al. So that's kind of what's up with Al Horford right there. Jaylen Brown, by the way, missed the game. And quick little heads up. Boston is very transparent on their injury report. When they put a dude on, Tatum is an exception, okay? Sometimes he's questionable and he plays. Brown, Horford, Holiday, Porzingis. I don't really know about White. He's not usually on the injury report, but Porzingis, Holiday, Brown, and Horford, when they're questionable, they don't play. And it's not being soft. It's what the medical team does. They list him as questionable, and then they rule him out, okay? So look for that with Al Horford. If you see I'm just making this up, on a Wednesday that he's been listed as questionable for Thursday's game, you can go ahead and make the move then because you know Horford's not going to play in that next game. Okay, Doc, let's get into must-add players from last night, man. Who you got?
I didn't look at his game log to see how long he's been doing it, and I should have, and I'm going to do that now. But Bryce Sensabaugh of the Utah Jazz, I think is somebody who's widely available, and he's had some flashes this season. On Monday, he had 19 points. He only had 1 rebound, but he had 5 assists, 3 steals, 5 3-pointers. He hit 6 of 11 shots. And Utah is really, really weird, right? Like, we don't know who's going to play. The stars, we haven't seen them forever. They shut people down. And it's a crapshoot. But like Kyle Filipowski and I think Bryce Sensabaugh, look at his game log. That's 3 straight games in double-figure scoring. He's done it in 4 of his last 5. He's stealing the ball. He has 5 steals in his last 2 games. He has 12, 13, 14, 15 3-pointers over his last 4. Like, that is a guy you pick up. And by the way, Utah has 1 win in March. 1. March 17th. Like, they lose every game, and they don't want to win. And Bryce Sensabaugh is going to play. So I like him right now. Your boy, KJ Simpson, LaMelo Ball is gone for Charlotte, right? He only hit 4 of 13 shots, but he had 10 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, a block, and 2 threes last night. He's going to play, and he's going to put up numbers. And I'm sure, Rick, if you had to cut him, you didn't like doing that, but you got to do what you got to do. And you probably had to cut him. Keon Johnson, 24 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, a steal, 2 threes, 29 minutes for the Nets. There's no reason he should not play big minutes for the Nets the rest of the way. I don't know how available he is. And then the other Keon Ellis, SHITTY game last night. Not great. 9 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, a steal, 2 threes. But he's starting. He played 27 minutes. Malik Monk is coming off the bench, and I'll just say struggling. If Keon Ellis is going to start the rest of the way for the Kings, I'm fine with him having a mediocre night in which he had 2 3-pointers and a steal. Yeah, there it is.
All right, dude. I wonder if Utah has shut down Colin Sexton, which going back to Sensabaugh, I've got my eye on Sensabaugh too. He's in streamer mode right now. He's not in, oh my God, I gotta have him. But he's definitely a streamer. Sexton missed last night's game with what was it? Pelvis. Okay. So and Sexton had kind of been rolling 18 PPG over the previous month, 19 PPG over the previous 2 weeks. But I believe that we have seen the last of Walker Kessler, who missed last night's game with conditioning. I don't want to like act on it.
Oh, there you are.
No, I'm not muted. I just don't want to cuss. But I just sort of cussed under my breath.
You muted yourself.
Like, are you effing kidding me, dude? So I think, pardon me. I think we've probably seen the last of Colin Sexton. I got my eye on Sensabaugh as well. If you are not in a man game crunch, okay, KJ Simpson's going to be a good source of counting stats. Doc gave you the shooting. I don't care. Doc, ironically, I won a Cash League championship last week. I lost the defensive stats. I lost points by 4. I won field goal percentage and I won free throw percentage without even trying to win either of them. And I won the chip 5-4, Doc. Okay. Like, so ironic. I didn't get the counting numbers that I usually always get. And I don't care about percentages, or at least I don't draft or machination for, I said a stupid word right there, but I don't maneuver my team based on percentages, right? I won them both and I won the league. Kind of a weird deal. Where am I here? All right. Yeah. Simpson, nice line. Tajan Salon, get him on your radar, people. Last night, 12-4 with 2 assists, 2 blocks, 3 threes in 25 minutes. If there's a game where Mark Williams doesn't play, I think it's going to be giddy up and go time for Tajan Salon. He's not a must-add pickup. Just want to talk about him, get him on our radar here. So let's talk about, pardon me, Doc, I got to clear my throat.
Go ahead.
So let's talk about Ben Mathurin and the ripple effects here. Obi Toppin last night, 19-7 with 5 threes. Jarris Walker's kind of low-key simmering, percolating last night. 15 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 threes, 22 minutes. I love the stat set for Jarris Walker. He's a goody guy waiting to happen if he ever gets unleashed. He just has to play half the game, Doc. 24 minutes and Jarris Walker is a player that we're really, really going to like. But with Ben Mathurin out, it's creating opportunities here. Where are you at with Toppin and Jarris Walker?
I've got Toppin on my risers list because Miles Turner also missed that game. And if Miles Turner and Benny Mathurin are out, I think Thomas Bryant is where your eye sort of is attracted to, because it's like, oh, he's going to start at center without Miles Turner. But I think Toppin is actually the guy. And you take Mathurin out with Miles Turner, and then Toppin is the guy.
Good point.
I wish Obi Toppin played for a different team where they would let him play, because he's good. He's good.
I know.
He's a good player. And he balled out 19.7 boards, 5 threes for Obi Toppin in only 22 minutes against the Kings last night.
Doc, we are in the must-add player section of our show. And yesterday I was all jammed up with Daniel Gafford. He's probable. Is he going to start? How many minutes is he going to play? Are they going to ease him back? Well, he started, but they eased him back. He was on a 16 to 20 minute restriction. He played 19, played very well. Brew made a great point yesterday. He said, even in low minutes, Gafford can still give you, good stats. And he did 17-7, 2 assists, no defense. Kind of lame there. But Gafford and Dallas, Doc, have 3 games left this week, including a back-to-back this weekend. I forget what exact days it is. I believe that Daniel Gafford only has 2 games left this week. So I'm not like, he's kind of in streamer mode for me right now. He got picked up in the cash league that I'm in. Because I just didn't make the move. Dembona's still out there. I'm probably going to go get him and plug him in tonight. Doc. But and that was kind of the decision, and I just wanted to wait on it because only 4 moves in this league. So where are you at with Gafford? Are you like, yeah, you got to go get him right now? Or are you like me? Yo, there's only 2 games for him this week. Will he rise above the 20-minute restriction by the end of the week? So I'm kind of jammed up with Danny Gafford right here.
I don't know where I am with Danny Gafford because I just assumed he was already rostered. I assume that he's been on the IR for people, and they're either going to bring him back or they're not. To me, like Gafford and Anthony Davis, like, and Al Horford and all these guys, like, they're going to miss games. And at this stage, I mean, you need bodies out there, unless it's a roto league. If it's head to head, you need bodies out there. And I just don't think these guys are dependable. And, Danny Gafford, does Dallas play tonight? Do you know?
Dallas does not play tonight.
If they did, I would tell you that Gafford will not be out there, but they don't. So maybe there's a chance. He's 65% rostered in Yahoo. To me, that means you're not probably going to be able to just go pick him up off waivers. But if you can, I really don't know. You've stumped me.
It's a dilemma, dude.
I'm glad I don't have to make that decision because I don't want to pick him up because I know he's going to miss games. But like you said, 22 minutes and he balls out.
But for only 2 more games this week. So, yes, I think Daniel Gafford's going to have good stats, maybe fantastic stats in the 2 games that he plays. I believe we are going to get at most 45 minutes of basketball from Danny Gafford the rest of the week. Let's say he gets up to 20 minutes in the next game and then maybe shoots up to 25 for the 3rd game this week. I don't see his minutes rising above that, and I don't see him playing more than 2 games. So I got him at 45 minutes the rest of the week. A guy like Adem Bona, and I know that Yabusele is back and Quentin Grimes is back tonight against the Knicks, but I feel like Bona is going to play at least half the game. So that's 24, 48, 62. So it would be 62 minutes of Bona versus 45 minutes of Gafford. Okay. You got to go with the minutes. You just got to go with the volume right there. And so the other thing, the other point I want to make on that, when you out there in fantasy land or us are chasing our tail with a decision like this, okay, where you just you're a dog chasing its tail, okay, don't make the move. Right, this is the time of the year, you got to have that tickle right now. You got to be like, yes, this is a league-winning move for me right now. If you have pause on that, like I did yesterday with Daniel Gafford, Doc, I woke up Monday morning. First thing, I look at my phone and I go to the to the ad section on Yahoo, right? And I'm like, of course I would. And I see Danny Gafford with a probable next to him. I'm like, oh, I got to get Gafford. I'm like, check up, bro, check up. We got to think about this more. Thought about it all day long. Didn't make the move. Somebody else picked him up in this Cash League Championship. Actually, somebody in the 3rd place game picked him up. So, which is good news. I don't have to face him, right? If Danny Gafford starts flexing, at least it won't be against me from the guy that I'm playing in the championship game. Couple more things here. Bub Carrington continues to just sort of low key put up some goodies for us, Doc. 8, 8, and 9, 3 steals, 2 threes last night. Played 38 minutes. Yikes. I like it. Santi Aldama is an attractive looking player right now, bro. Last night, 21, 8, and 4, 1 steal, 3 threes in 36 minutes. With Brandon Clark out and Zach Edey played really low time last night. But do we trust the role for Santi Aldama, Doc? And he's in the second of a back-to-back here tonight. But, like, do you look at that as, Santi spiked last night, but I'm leaving him on waivers because I don't trust it? Or are you kind of geeked about Santi right now?
I mean, I feel like he's been good all year. Like, I feel like he's a guy I can trust. Do I trust him in a second night of a back-to-back after he kind of played really well? I don't know about all that, but he came off the bench. He came off the bench last night. Like, his role is coming off the bench and putting up numbers for Memphis. So if he's not on the injury report, yes, I'm rolling with Santi Aldama tonight.
Okay, so let's keep it moving here, Doc. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We are the Fantasy NBA today. We have algorithm Andre Lemouche by our side here, pushing the buttons, making us sound good. Hey, so Doc, what's up, dude? Talk to me about some drops after Monday night's work.
I don't have a great list of drops. I ran out of time to dig through every box score and really break it down. But Najee Marshall, 8 points in 27 minutes because I assume it's because Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford are back. And if Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford are going to play for Dallas, that puts a squeeze on Najee Marshall. I'm not dropping Najee Marshall, but this should have been more of a faller for me. But if I knew that Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford were going to play every night, I think I would drop Najee Marshall because he's not going to succeed when those guys are in there. So maybe he is a drop. I'm not really sure, but I just know that he went from being super hot and a hot pickup and a great streamer to now being a question mark because the big men are back for Dallas. Rick, I don't know if you caught the news over the weekend. You were probably busy moving and watching baseball and doing stuff, but CJ McCollum and Zion Williamson were shut down.
Yeah.
I can't believe it took this long. I honestly cannot. I've been calling for a Zion shutdown for 2 months. A column I wrote for ESPN, the editor was like, dude, you can't say that they're going to shut Zion down next week if you don't know that, and yada, yada. And he was right. I thought Zion was going to get shut down a long time ago. But obviously, if you were busy over the weekend and you missed the news, Zion and CJ McCollum are done. Get them off your squad. What else do I have? I think that's it for my drop list, bro.
When did okay? Forget it. I was gonna go down a rabbit hole, and I don't want to do that. Let's talk drops. Let me start with Najee Marshall here, since you brought that up. Here's what you do with Najee Marshall. How many games do we have on Tuesday? 1, 2, 3. We got 7 games. Tuesday is a streamer night. We're here on Tuesday. Okay, we're reacting to Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're going to come up live with the preview of Tuesday night. Here's what you do with Najee. You cut him today. Go get a Jacoby Walter. Go get an Adembona. And then, okay, so Dallas, I believe, plays on Wednesday. And then they play a back-to-back over the weekend. So send Najee to waivers. Let him clear waivers. And then you can pick him back up over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever that back-to-back sequence is, where Davis doesn't play and Gafford doesn't play. And maybe PJ Washington doesn't play, okay? Bam, that's when you attack with Najee Marshall, because that's when Najee Marshall is going to probably have 30 points and 15 rebounds and 6 assists and defensive goodies and a whole bunch of threes. But he needs those guys to be out of the way. That's how I would play it with Najee Marshall. Cut him, let him clear waivers, pick him back up over the weekend for that rest game for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Caleb Martin, waiver wire guy. Kai Jones, it was cool, waiver wire guy. And again, Kai Jones is the same thing. If it's, say, Saturday is the day where Davis is ruled out and Gafford is ruled out with rest, right? Boom, fire up some Kai Jones. He'll have another big game for you. But cut him right now. Christie and Hardy also send him to waivers for right now. Andrew Nebhard, I mean, bro, thanks for playing. 5 points in 31 minutes. Few people do less statistically with big minutes than Andrew Nebhard. It's absolutely insane. And when Halley's out, obviously that changes, but Nebhard's just out there getting exercise right now. Seth Curry, Josh Green, bye. I wrote down Zion and CJ. Obviously, just cut them. They're done for the year. Hello. And then Sexton and Kessler. Walker Kessler, I know, it sucks, right? Leads the league in blocks, the whole thing, with the Wemby injury games. But he ain't playing again this year, folks. So do what you got to do and make a move. Give me some risers after Monday night's work, Doc.
I'm going to go with a guy I had on my ads list, but I dropped him down to risers. Pell Larson of the Miami Heat had 15.7 boards, 5 assists, a steal, hit 7 of 13 shots. He scored 15 last night. He had 14 in his previous game. Andrew Wiggins is out with a hamstring injury. If Andrew Wiggins is out, you want to stream Pell Larson, I think. It's not Jaime Jaquez. Jovic is gone. I think it's Pell Larson. Ivica Zubac, not available in your league, but just shout out to the big man. 18 points, 20 boards, 5 assists, hit 7 of 10 shots last night. Gets no love. Like, nobody ever talks about Ivica Zubac. But he's the new oh my gosh, I'm fading Rick. The dude that plays for the Bulls.
Vooch?
Nikola Vucevic. Like, that is who Ivica Zubac is. I can't believe I forgot Nikola Vucevic's name. I have Obi Toppin written down. If Miles Turner and Mathurin are going to continue to miss time, you want Obi Toppin on your team. Shout out Norm Powell. I think he had 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 threes against Orlando. Orlando's very good against shooting guards. So that was a good game for Norman Powell. Keontae George, 32 minutes, 7 for 20 shooting for the Jazz. That's not good. But he had 3 triples, had 20 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, a steal. That is all good stuff. And now that Utah has completely shut everyone down, it should be full Keontae George and Isaiah Collier time with some Filipowski and
some Sensabaugh.
And some Sensabaugh thrown in for good measure.
Those are the ingredients right now for a championship in fantasy basketball. Dude, I was laughing my ass off. It's Sunday, right? Final Four, the Final Four was, God, I'm tripping. The Elite Eight, right? And so us fantasy nerds are all about the Brooklyn Philly game, right? Like, when you think about the world, no one cares about the Nets and 76ers game right now. It's the tournament. It's this, is that. But us fantasy guys, we're waiting on the injury report like the catcher on a fastball, okay? And we might not watch the game, but we're damn sure checking that box score, okay, of a Nets and Sixers game. We suck and we rock all at the same time. I have Miles Bridges written down, Doc, 26, 10, and 8 last night. And Mark Williams, 18 and 13. I love that they're still playing. I think it's weird that they shut LaMelo down, but he did have to have surgery on 2 body parts. So, okay. I wrote down Norman Powell. He's starting to get it cooking, Doc, a little bit. Dude, Kawhi Leonard right now, Doc, he's at like an all-NBA, all-star, fringe MVP type of level. I'm not saying that he's in the MVP conversation. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, over the last week, 2 weeks, month, Kawhi Leonard is that dude. He's killing it every night. 21, 5, and 2 last night. 1 block, 1 steal, no threes. Over the last week, Doc, he is 6th overall in fantasy basketball according to Basketball Monsters algorithm. So I wanted to mention Kawhi Leonard. There's nothing actionable with that other than play him. And obviously he won't play in back-to-backs, but good for him, man. I'm a fan of Kawhi. Last night, dude, he got the ball in the pinch post and gave a little shoulder fake to the left and then a little turnaround like from the elbow. It was so fucking 1990s, dude. I loved it. Right?
Rick.
Back to the basket, give him a move one way, come back over, little turnaround Jay, and just backpedal back up the court after a silky smooth wetter. I love Kawhi Leonard's game, man.
Are the Clippers the little team that could?
No, because they have James Harden. No.
Yeah, they have Harden, they have Zubac, they have Kawhi, they have Norm, they have Dunn, and they're low-key good, and nobody's talking about them, and nobody's talking about Kawhi Leonard. To your point, like, he's balling out, but nobody talks about Kawhi Leonard anymore. I don't know, man. If Harden can get it together for a playoff series, they could be scary, man.
Agreed. If James Harden could get it together for a playoff series, they would be scary. I completely agree with that. But we know that's not a mystery. That's a known. Okay, there's unknowns. Like how the Rockets will do in the playoffs this year. That's an unknown. Unknown is how James Harden is going to do in the playoffs. He's going to choke in a game 5, game 6, or game 7, and probably all 3 of them. Okay. All right, some more risers here. Jordan Poole, Doc, 35 points and 7 threes last night. Let's go. Let's go. That's how you win championships, baby. Drew Holiday, 18, 7, and 7, 1 steal and 4 threes. Killing it right now. Ja Morant, last night, 26, 6, and 5, 2 steals, 2 threes. Doc, I won a championship in a cash league because Ja Morant got Taylor Jenkins whacked and then came back to work on Saturday and put up a goodie line against the Lakers, and I won a championship on that for cash. I'm not making it up. And then I got Matas Buzelis, Doc. Riser last night, 14, 7, and 1, 4 blocks, 1 steal, 2 threes, 31 minutes played. He is officially there, Doc. Billy D is not messing with his minutes anymore. He is unbridled and ungoverned. The young great Matas Buzelis. I believe he's a riser, Doc. I picked him up yesterday in the Cash League Championship game I'm in this week. And he got, I mean, come on, man, 4 blocks and the goodies that I just said. So, and tonight is the second of a back-to-back. And I'm hoping for more minutes from Matas. Hopefully things don't change in the second of a back-to-back. But I've picked him up. He's in my lineup. I'm not making a move, so I'm going to ride it out and see what I get.
He does not seem like a guy that would sit out the second half of a back-to-back. I've been on Buzelis all year. He was crappy the first half. He's been better. I thought he was going to win the dunk contest. That didn't work out very well. But I'm glad to see Buzelis is finally doing stuff that us fantasy owners like. I had one more guy that I failed to mention. Isaiah Joe hit 10 of 17 shots, 8 triples, 31 points for OKC. I feel like OKC is going to kind of start giving guys nights off and taking it easy, and they're still blowing everybody out. I think Isaiah Joe is hot. He's not going to do that every night. That's his best game of the season. It's going to be his best game of the season. But if you just need a warm body in DFS or a streamer, I think Isaiah Joe works.
It kind of bums me out. That should be in my 30 deep lineup against Pasador. Isaiah Joe's game last night, right? Oh man, another defeat in 30 deep.
That's okay. Right. Miles Bridges and Al Horford. They made him proud.
No, they didn't. All right, some fallers here, Doc. I believe it's your turn. Or did you just go into fallers? Have I completely lost track of the rhythm of our show?
I've got fallers. Corey Joseph continues to start for the Magic, and Anthony Black, without Cole Anthony, only played 19 minutes last night. Had 3 of 10 shots, had 8 points, 2 assists. That is falling. I really thought Anthony Black was good to go the rest of the way. But Corey Joseph played 29 minutes, had 10 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, and 2 steals. I'm not ready to call Corey Joseph a riser at anything. But he continues to start for them. So That's not great news for Anthony Black. I don't know that you just cut him, but last night was frustrating if you're an Anthony Black guy. The Andrew Wiggins hamstring injury is very concerning. I mean, that makes him a faller. The Heat are messy. Fred VanVleet, our guy, Rick, he's either on our riser or faller list. He seems to make it every day. His last 5 games, he scored 7, 13, 4, 21, and 7 points. Like that's just awful. And just give the keys to the car to Jalen Green already and put us out of our misery. Jackson Hayes, last 5 games, 3 points, 2 points. He had a 19 and a 13, 4 points. Very few rebounds, very few blocks. Like Jackson Hayes, as Rick said about 10 minutes ago, is just out there getting exercise.
And that's not what you want. It's not. Oh my gosh. So all right, where do I want to go here? I want to go. So you mentioned Jalen Green and you're on Houston. Okay. Freddie V. I mean, dude, thanks. I mean, Doc, you know how I am with percentages, right? I don't draft for them. I don't do the waiver wire based on them. But I mean, damn, 2 for 14.
You don't care.
No, I mean, like, I care about 2 for 14. Like, screw you, buddy. Like 2 for 14? Like KJ Simpson, 4 for 13 with all the goodies. You're good with me. Okay. 2 for 14?
Buddy.
Bro, with like no goodies, right? Like, what the hell was that? So here we are. I make a big deadline move in the Cam Dynasty, like at the 11th hour to get some Jalen Green, right? And then I'm watching last night, Monday, championship week, and he's on the bench for the end of the game. Here we go again. Was this a one-game aberration? I most certainly can hope so, okay? But I forget who was out there for him, Freddie V or Jabari Smith or one of those guys. You know, I mean, the line wasn't completely awful. 9 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 3 in 31 minutes. But that should have been a 15-point game with 2 threes in 34 and 35 minutes. So just something to keep your eye on here. I'm guessing it was a one-game thing, just a rotational. Hey, let's fit. It's the Lakers. Let's fit. I don't know, dude. You tell me. Are you worried about Jalen Green? Are you shrugging off just a one-game sort of coaching decision by Ime?
I hope it was a one-game coaching decision Ime thing. Dude, we've doubted Jalen Green several different times this season, and he's always come back, and he's always balled out. I'm not sure why he was on the bench at the end of that game. It doesn't make a lot of sense. They only played 8 guys. Jalen Green had 1 foul, but he wasn't shooting it well. Freddie VanVleet wasn't shooting it well either. He stayed in there. It's just a weird. I think it's just a weird, fluky thing. I think Jalen Green's fine.
You did have the LA Lakers, who present a really, really staunch defensive challenge. And, you know, you need guys like Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, and Tari Eason out there against Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, which is an absolute big 3 offensive juggernaut. Dude, Chet Holmgren is a faller, Doc. We went through all of this. You drafted him. You got a way earlier return than at least I thought. You know, healthy here. He's going to kick ass in the playoffs. But, Doc, here at Winning Time in Fantasy Basketball, he ain't helping out, man. Last night, 5, 6, and 3. No defensive goodies. He has 0 blocks in his last 3 games. Thanks. In his last 3 games, his points have been 5, 4, 18. His minutes over the last 5 have gone 26, 25, 33, 28, 23 because they're routing dudes and they want to keep Chet healthy for the playoffs. There's a little in-game rest thing going on, which I appreciate. He's out there playing, but it ain't helping us here in fantasy basketball. And frankly, I'm at the point right now, Doc. I'm not telling you to cut Chet Holmgren. I'm not telling you not to play Chet Holmgren. But I am sounding low-key alarms on Chet Holmgren, Doc. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We got problems right now. Chet ain't Chet.
No, he's not. But when your team wins 145 to 117 and you run everyone out of the gym and Chet Holmgren missed his entire rookie season, they don't need Chet Holmgren. They're like the Celtics with Al Horford. Like, and Kristaps Porzingis. Hey, I'm glad these guys are on our team, and I can't wait to use them in the playoffs. We don't need them to route these teams who are playing every night. Like Oklahoma City could be resting Chet Holmgren right now, and they're still blowing Chicago by 20 points. It's just the way it is. And they're starting both Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein, which that makes things tough for both of those guys. I mean, Hartenstein's line wasn't great either. When you're playing Twin Towers and you're blowing people out, they're going to eat into each other's stats, two-headed monster, all that stuff. Just is what it is. But yeah, Chet would be a lot more fun if Hartenstein wasn't around.
And then Malik Monk, the bench. So I thought last night was a sour game from Malik Monk. He shot 2 of 14. I think he took his ball and went home. 5 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 3, shot 2 of 14 in 29 minutes. He is not flourishing in this bench role. I think he's pissed about it. We know that he would much rather start than come off the bench. And I think there's a little bit of depression, rebellion, just not happy, ill at peace with Malik Monk right now. I played the point prop over on him yesterday at 14.5. We didn't even get close to that. And again, I don't really care, but I mean, 2 for 14 is 2 for 14. Okay. Like that ain't helping. And then Keon Ellis wasn't even good as a starter. So to me, Doug Christie has messed the thing up. Like you were starting Monk. Like you and I both agree that Keon Ellis should be starting. You need a defensive guy in there with all that offense. So if you had rocked that way, like from the beginning, like I think people would be settled in their role right now. But Malik Monk is like, boom, he had the rug pulled out from him. He's like, wait, I'm hurt. I come back and I've lost my starting job. What the F, man? So I don't think Malik Monk is in a good way right now. Tread cautiously with him moving forward. And then I love Alex Sarr, but damn it, dude, 3 of 17 last night. Dude, these shooting lines last night, my goodness. Like, wow. I mean, again, 8, 3 and 3, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 1 3. Okay, like some goodies, but bruh, 3 of 17. But I'm still on Alex Sarr. Full steam ahead. Don't make any moves with him. Doc, are you ready to go backstage with the people and answer some questions?
I am. Real quick on Malik Monk. Lucy pulled the football away from that dude right when he was about to kick it. Lucy and Charlie Brown.
Good point.
He's pouting. He's sulking. He's sad. He's a sad guy.
That's a great analogy. Whoop, the old pull the football away trick, and you come through with your leg and you miss and you fall right on your butt and maybe even in a mud puddle. And it's funny. It's little kid stuff, man. All right. So a couple of notes here before we get out. Guys, go to your favorite app store and download the Sports Ethos app. It's awesome. We've got the tools out there you need to dominate NBA, MLB, NFL, comprehensive blurbs, just like a lot of the other websites, but we do it better, okay? And it's free for you, the Sports Ethos app. Subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast. Please leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel, and please give the video a thumbs up. Go to sportsethos.com and subscribe to our work over there as well. For Algorithm, Andre Lemouche, and for Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, I am Rick Kamla. This is the Fantasy NBA Today, and this episode has been brought to you by Bet Online. And we are backstage, Doc, with some questiones. I don't think that's a Spanish word. That's just me being weird. So we've got Doc Luke. Okay, I was having a hard time putting those letters together. Doc Luke 56 says, I have Buzelis. Should I keep him for tomorrow? I'm confused. Buzelis and the Bulls play tonight at home against the Toronto Raptors. So definitely rock with Buzelis here tonight. And then I would say do what you got to do after that. But I'm kind of thinking about, Doc, I've got Buzelis in a cash league championship game. I got 4 moves for the week. One of those moves was on Buzelis. I'm kind of locked in with Buzelis this week. It's a 4-game week for the Bulls, so I'm squatting on Buzelis.
You're invested. You're heavily invested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Squatting.
and I imagine we got that question yesterday, and we're just now getting to it. I think Buzelis is immune to sitting out back-to-backs. The Bulls could rest some guys tonight because it is a back-to-back. I feel like Buzelis is going to ball out tonight. In fact, I'm probably going in on Buzelis tonight.
I love it. And 156 is Mark Williams or Zach Edey. Doc, go first on that one.
Oh, it's Mark Williams all day. Mark Williams, you mentioned it earlier in the show. Miles Bridges and Mark Williams, the fact that they are still out there getting it done every day for me and you all, props to them. Mark Williams was a ghost for a long time, and here we are. I mean, every single player in the league at this point is a shutdown risk. So I don't know that you can say, oh, man, I got to be really careful with Mark Williams, more careful with him than I need to be with some random Kyle Filipowski. They're all shutdown risks. All it takes is a tweak back, and they're done. I'm worried about Mark Williams. I have concerns and fears, but I'm rolling him out there until it comes to fruition. So, yeah, all day.
I am not worried about Mark Williams. Okay, so look at the game log here. He's not playing both ends of a back-to-back. So I don't have Charlotte's schedule in front of me, although I believe it is a 4-game week for them, and it is. I don't know. Well, I can look at it right here if they have a back-to-back. They do not, unless they play on March 7th, because they've got a game on Sunday, March 6th. So I don't know if they play on the 7th. The Yahoo game log I'm looking at right here doesn't have that. The point being, I see no back-to-backs here. This should be a 4-game week for Mark Williams, okay? The last back-to-back, he missed one of the games. The last back-to-back before that, he missed one of the games. And then he missed both ends of a back-to-back. I think he had a little injury going on there. The minutes are fantastic, but he's not playing in both ends of a back-to-back. Mark Williams, good to go, okay? If Charlotte wants to make a different decision here, they can make a different decision. But I work on the patterns that are on the back of the basketball card, and that pattern tells me that Mark Williams is good to go, and you really don't have much to worry about here. Matt Carmody says, hey, guys, who do you like for the Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back? Options are Aaron Gordon, Watson, LeVert, Niang, or Harrison Barnes. Yahoo Points League. Doc, what you got?
First of all, before we do that, Charlotte does not play on April 7th. They play Sunday, and then they play Tuesday.
This should be a 4-game week. Thank you for looking that up.
They do have a back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So that's the one you kind of got to be aware of. As far as these players, man, is Aaron Gordon going to play in both of those games? I don't really know. I know Peyton Watson will. I don't know that LeVert will. I don't know that I don't want anything to do with Niang. And I'm not a Harry B guy. I'm going to go with Peyton Watson. Just if you're looking for a safe call, it's Peyton Watson. If you're looking for, I need as many stats as I can get, and I need to take a risk, then it's Aaron Gordon.
I agree with that entirely. But I think, guys, Aaron Gordon is questionable for tonight's game against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
He ain't playing in both. I don't think he's playing in both.
I completely agree. Peyton Watson is my guy out of that group. Niang just spiked in the Niang has kind of worn me out with the inconsistency. LeVert has come back from his injury, and he frankly kind of sucks now with the stats, not overall. Matt Carmy says, you're still expecting suspensions? Hell yeah. Yep, I am. Yep. And I actually, like, right before we hit the air, Doc, at 10 a.m., like 9:57, I looked at ESPN.com real quick to see. And Andre keeps us real honest with, if something came out, he would have let us know. So we don't know yet. But, Doc, I got one game for Dante, one game for Nas, one game for Holland, one game for Sasser, 5 games for Stewart. And then I got one game for JB, and I got one game for Prigioni. 7 dudes got ejected, right? I think all are going to get at least one game. And I got 5 games for Isaiah Stewart. How many games do you think these guys are getting?
Well, this is a tale of two cities, Rick. I have not even seen the brawl yet. I saw something on Twitter of Isaiah Stewart's hand on Dante DiVincenzo's crotch. I caught a glimpse of it out of the corner of my eye. My daughter with the baby is sort of taken over my spot in the bed temporarily. And now I'm sleeping in a room that doesn't have a TV. And so I have not been watching much television lately, and it sucks. But it's also good for me because I watch way too much TV. But I haven't even seen the fight yet. I just caught a glimpse of it while this morning while we were warming up.
Bro, it's a Donnybrook. You gotta watch it. It's awesome. Dude, it's a mosh pit. Nas Reed is at the bottom getting trampled. I'm not like exulting in that. I mean, he didn't actually get trampled, but he's like, he like disappears and he's like under all the dudes and fighting and stuff like that. And then Isaiah Stewart like grabs his throat and neck area. And then Dante's like, get off of him. Dude, you gotta watch it, man. Dante DiVincenzo, when Charles fucking Oakley on it, dude, he was an enforcer out there. Dante, all right? Dante might get 2 games, but I think Dante's going to get 1. All right, guys, we are going to see you in 5 minutes live right here on Ethos Fantasy NBA, Fantasy NBA Today. As we look ahead to Tuesday night's work, we got the props, we got the ATS, we got the streamers, everything you need. So we'll see you in 5 minutes over there. For Doc, for Andre, I'm Cam. Thanks for watching the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by Bet Online.